Hi, welcome to Camera Collection. Today we're going to do a special video from the backyard, and I'm calling it Grab Bag Camera. So I was donated this camera, a Diana F. It's a plastic 120 camera with a fixed lens, and it was kind of in pieces when I got it. So I put it back together as best I could. I haven't tested it yet, so I thought we would do that today as a video. The camera's pretty limiting. I have 3 different focus settings for it: 12 feet to infinity, 6 to 12 feet, and 4 to 6 feet. I have 2 shutter speeds essentially, bulb and 60th of a second. So that's pretty cool. It has 3 apertures: sunny, partly cloudy, and cloudy. And those are basically 22, 16, and 11 if you're using an actual light meter. It uses 120 film today. I also grabbed some expired film. This is Verichrome 120. Its box speed, I believe, is 125. This was also donated to me by another friend, so I have a whole brick of it, and I haven't tested it out yet. So this will be a test for that as well. Normally, I'd like to do a really long bracket to kind of figure out what my film stock should be in terms of its speed. So with this camera, it will be a little bit limiting since we only have really 3 apertures to work with. So I'll shoot a 3 image bracket for each one and hope for the best. Now with expired film, it's a good idea, or at least in my practice, about every 10 years worth of expiration, I might overexpose by a whole stop. So what that means is if the film was rated at 125, I might call this 60 ISO film instead of 120. And since it's more than 25 years old, I'm gonna call it, let's say 30 ISO. So I'm gonna set my light meter to 30 and we'll see where my computation comes together with this camera and with this film. So we're gonna take this little camera out and shoot some film, see what happens. We're going to load the Diana camera inside instead of under direct sunlight. In the detail mode here, you can see that I have some focus adjustment of 12 feet to infinity. If I rotate this lens carefully, the background glue has come off of there, about 6 to 12 feet, and then at its nearest point, 4 to 6 feet. So if I were doing a close-up portrait or something, I would want to adjust these to find that focus distance. It's still going to be within a range with your depth of field. On the bottom here, I have my aperture. For most photographers, we may not understand these, but I have cloudy and partly cloudy and sunny. This translates to 22, 16, and 11. Look down the barrel of the lens there. It's wide open right now. And as I slide to partly cloudy, that aperture closes up a little bit, and then we see that final one, 22. The Diana F only has 2 shutter speeds, timed amount, which is locked in at about 1/60th of a second, and then there's a bulb setting, so that would be for as long as I hold down the shutter. And this just automatically cocks and resets. So taking a picture, and again, if I want to advance the film, I would use this dial right here. And so that would advance the film. I'm going to be looking in this little window, which has a red filter on it. And on the backing of the paper from 120 film, it would actually show me what number I'm advancing to. If I forget to advance it, I can keep firing this exposure, and I would be doing double exposures on that, which could be a fun, creative possibility. To open up the camera, I'm just going to flip that switch right there, and this back piece sort of slides off like that. There's already a take-up spindle on here, so I should be ready to begin loading this. So I'm going to take the film out of its package. So the film itself is rolled up. If you've never shot medium format film before, it's rolled up in this paper backing that is all black here to protect it. But I still want to take care and not maybe load this in bright sunlight because the light could leak in on the edges there eventually. So there's like a little metal or plastic flange there that's going to come out, and I'm just going to try and feed this in here as best I can. There we go. Kind of slips into place. There we go. I'm going to drag this across, and I'm going going to start advancing that knob and find a good spot to feed this paper into. Now, I've never loaded this before, but I'm just guessing that once I have tension across that piece right there, it should be safe. There may be a spot for me to drag that paper across to. Try and close that up there and lock it in place so that the back doesn't accidentally fall off. And we can kind of see through this red window here. So as I start advancing that, it's showing me it's blank. And basically, oh, there's a little dot. This is a 6x6 camera, so that means we should get 12 exposures per roll. All right, there's another arrow coming, saying, hey, your number is coming up here very soon. All right, I'm thinking that's the symbol I'm looking for. And we're gonna go out and shoot some film and see what happens. So we'll start with cloudy again on frame number 10. And I'm gonna frame up, we're at about 6 to 12 feet. Advance the film, frame number 11. And this should be our partly cloudy setting. Frame number 12, full sun. All right, now we want to make sure and advance that film so that the paper backing covers it completely. It did give me a frame 13, 14, 15, but those are coming much quicker. So once I see the numbers disappear through that little window, then I know the film is all taken up on the right side and I'm ready to take it out of the camera and develop it. That's it. All right, it's time for us to develop our film. So I have the film loaded up in a daylight canister so I can load it in daylight. And I have my chemistry all mixed up and set to the appropriate temperature. Today I'm using an HC derivative developer in dilution B. Now there wasn't a lot of information about this old film stock that we shot on. I did see a post for dilution E, which gives it a longer development time but more diluted. We're going to try it out today since it's kind of an all-around test to see what this film will do and what the camera can do. And so I've decided to set my time at approximately 8 minutes in dilution B at 20 degrees Celsius. And since we did our bracket, we should hopefully see if we have some under and overexposure on that. I'm counting on this being a bit of a push process. At 8 minutes, that's a bit long for dilution B compared to a more modern film stock. So we'll see what happens. So the film is in the rinse now, and since the film has been developed, stopped, and fixed, I should be able to maybe pull a reel out and see if there's any images on it, or at least if it's exposed. Seems to be a lot of density, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have images. It might be completely fogged from time. All right, I've had the film soaking in the wetting agent for about a minute or so, probably a little longer, but that's okay. Make sure I'm not using a squeegee today, I'm just going to use my fingers soaked in the wetting agent, and we're going to peel out this film and see what we got. Oh, look at that, we got some images. All right, so It's a square format, but it looks like it's a little tighter than our normal 6x6. All of the images from the bracket are showing up, but we definitely have a normal under and over kind of exposure look to them. We see some fogging from light leaks and other things that are pretty typical from that kind of camera. So excited to scan these and see what we got.